When was the batteries invented? In this video, we'll review the history related to the growth and first battery development. Before finding when was the battery invented, let's find out when was the electricity. We can make the note saying that it is one of the remarkable discoveries in the 400 years. The question rises, was electricity been around the long? The answer is yes. Electricity may be just one of the most overlooked modern conveniences of our time. It tends to be taken for granted until we experience the power outage. Then we realize how deep-rooted it has become in our daily life. One of the most interesting facts about electricity, and in particular energy storage and electric vehicles, are they found in the New World. Here are some earliest uses of electricity. The public works gaining attention were streetlights in Berlin, which was in 1882, and lighting up the Chicago's World Fair, that is in 1893, with 250,000 light bulbs, illuminating a bridge over the Seine during the Paris in 1900 World Fair. While construction of the railway in 1936 near Baghdad, a worker has discovered that appeared the prehistoric battery known as Parthian battery. This was dated back Parthian Empire believed that it would be 2000 years old, my dear. And let us know the origin and purpose of this battery. The origin and purpose of the battery remains unclear. Let us now find out how the battery actually looks. If you want to know about the Baghdad battery, leave a comment below. We shall discuss about that as well. Let us get back to the picture here. Now, let us know about the Parthian battery. The battery consists of a clay jar that was filled with a vinegar solution into which an iron rod surrounded by the copper cylinder was inserted. This device produced about 1.1 to 2 volts of electricity. A clay jar of a prehistoric battery holds an iron rod surrounded by the copper cylinder. When it is filled with the vinegar, or it may be any other type of electrolytic solution, the jar produces around 1.1 to 2 volts. Not all scientists accept that the Parthian battery as a source of energy. It was hypothesized that the battery object functioned as a galvanic cell, possibly was an electropainting used, or some kind of electrotherapy. It is possible that the device was used for electroplating, adding a layer of gold or other precious metals to the surface. If in that case, when was the battery? After Parthian battery was forgotten in the sands of the history, there was a very long stretch where the little progress was being made in the battery development. One of the earliest methods to generate electricity in the modern times was creating a static. In the year 1660, a person called Otto van Guericke constructed an electrical machine using a large sulfur globe, which when rubbed and turned, attracted the feathers and the small pieces of paper. Guericke was able to prove that the sparks generated were electrical in nature. It was until the mid-1700s when the inventors in the parallel but separate discovered what became known as the Leyden jar. Jar? Yeah, but jar, why? Initially, this was an attempt to capture the liquid electricity. Yes, electricity was believed to be in a liquid in many circles of the period. But in the end, it is proved that much more important discovery. The Leyden jar. Leyden jar was the first device used to store the static electricity by the lining of the interior of a glass jar with a metal foil and adding another layer of the metal, coating around outside and finally inserting the metal rod through the top connecting to the internal foil, and which will be showing on the figure 3. Now let us know about the Leyden jar. The jar was partially filled with water, which was acted as a conductor, and when the static generator was applied to the electrode, an electric charge could be stored in the jar, thereby creating the first electrical capacitor. Here we can make a note saying that the capacitors were first invented. They did not know until the two metallic foil forms a capacitor. The Leyden jar gave the gentlemen an unexplainable hefty shock when they touched the metallic foil. It was not until someone in the mid 1700s the term battery was applied to this type of device, and it is believed that to have been coined by none other than Benjamin Franklin himself, who has a strong fascination in the study of electricity. It is said that the Franklin has compared a group of leaden jars connected together in series with a battery on military cannons, and thereby coining the phrase called as battery, that is in the year 1749. Experiments were conducted, but none were able to create a continuous and controllable current of the electricity. That is, not until the Italian physicist Alessandro Volta came along the evolution of the battery, which was made in Italy in the late 1700s. However, it is not until 1800 when Volta published the result of his years of experiments with what he called as VOLTAIC file, which is as shown in the figure. Volta discovered that the certain fluids would generate a continuous flow of electric power when it is used as the conductor. The discovery led to the invention of the first VOLTAIC file. The VOLTAIC file consists of two metal plates, one is made of zinc and another one is made of copper, which form the electrodes and were separated by the piece of cloth soaked in an electrolyte made of either sulfuric acid or salt water break. When the top and bottom contacts were connected by wire, current would flow with the actual voltage depending upon the number of pairs of the metal plates in the pipe. Volta's invention proved that the first electrochemical energy storage cell is more commonly known as battery. So, now we know the term battery was invented before the first actual battery was formed. That is, Alessandro Volta in 1800s invented the first battery, but the name was coined by the Benjamin Franklin in mid 1700s. For more information about batteries and other inventions, follow the links below. Thank you.
If there are any questions, please drop it by in the comments below. We'll try and answer it with our best. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. Thank you so much for watching this, guys, and thank you so much for joining us.